Next, let's dive into recovery and inner work. So, when I talk about recovery, I'm talking about recovering from some sort of an addiction. Um, and we're going to examine the role of surrendering when we're going through recovery. We'll use AA as a good example. And then let's look at if spirituality is even necessary to recover from addiction. So let's look at it objectively. Let's AA. So you can go online and you can look up the 12 steps of AA and how they go and what you go through. Very good 12-step program. The very first thing you have to do is surrender to a higher power. So, what is this higher power that you as an individual see? So, can you surrender to a higher power without believing in that higher power? If you're going to surrender to the God of religion, can you surrender without fully believing in that religion? This higher power should also give you guidance if you're more on a spiritual path and you don't want to surrender to a God of religion. You want to surrender to the universe, the cosmic flow of the universe. Can you follow the guidance that you are being given without faith? And another thing when it comes to recovery, are you surrendering or are you giving up or are you being forced to be in the recovery program? Are you not there of your own free will? Did you do something to make you be there, right? So recovery programs are designed to keep you from giving up, to beat the addiction. And so people who don't really have a sense of their higher purpose or their higher power, I should say, or they don't believe in anything or they don't have faith in anything, what they will do during that recovery and in that environment is they will create what they need to get through the program. And an example of this is somebody who does great while they are in rehab. As soon as they get out of rehab and are left to their own devices, they fall back into the addiction. They can only keep that space. They can only keep that mindset when they are in the environment with the other people and when everybody around them is doing the same thing they are doing. So let's talk about inner work. So when you are in a recovery program, and the reason I want to use AA is because AA forces you to do a lot of inner work. I know there's plenty of other recovery programs out there that may not do that, but AA does that. And so in those 12 steps, you're actually doing some inner work. You are putting yourself into a healing journey. And I suggest, as many of you as would like, to look up the 12 steps of AA and really think about them and look at them and see if you could actually do those 12 steps. There's probably not many people that actually could complete those 12 steps. And when you look at that and you're on a healing journey, not because of recovery, but because you want to heal yourself, once you look at that and think about it, you are going to realize that you are addicted to a lot of things. You are addicted to negative thoughts, negative self-talk, right? How you speak to yourself, toxic relationships, cycles that keep repeating. And you can also be addicted to a level of anxiety. The anxiety can become part of your personality. It can be part of what you think people expect from you. So you have heightened anxiety because you want to share the emotions with the highly anxious people around you. If you're an empath, you learn to not do this at a very early age and how to protect yourself. But if you are not, then you can become a little clouded in your inner work. So surrendering, you can call it surrendering, but in inner work, surrendering can actually become a way of spiritual bypassing. You say you're going to give it to the universe, right? You're constantly having the same relationship problems, but you're going to surrender those problems to the universe, and the universe is constantly giving you these bad relationships to show you that you are not doing the right thing for you. You are subconsciously drawing the bad relationships back in. You are subconsciously repeating the cycles. Um, it's I think Carl Jung said it. If a person does not do their inner work, do their shadow work, their subconscious will dictate their lives, and they will just call it fate. They will just surrender to fate. So let's think about this. When you surrender, what do you surrender to, and why are you surrendering? Now, this comes into contrast with the need to be in control. Some people have to be in control, and surrendering is a good practice for them to let go of that control, that need to control everything. Because once you control everything, if you want to take control, then you need to also take responsibility and accountability. If you want to control everything in your life, then you need to become responsible and accountable for that. Once you look at it that way, you may find that maybe you don't need to control everything because you are not responsible for everything, and you don't want to be held accountable for what other people do. So, why do people leave a recovery facility and, being left to their own devices, fall right back into the addiction? And is spirituality even necessary to recover from addiction? It depends on the person, I think. If you can objectively see your behavior and you can be self-aware and you really truly want to heal yourself and you want to become whole, you will do anything to stop that. Once you identify your addiction as harmful, once you identify exactly what that addiction is taking away from you, and you want yourself whole again, you won't give that away to anybody. So, recovery, inner work, surrendering, spirituality, these things are all an individual experience. We all experience them differently, and we all walk a different path to get to them. Structures like AA and inner work with spiritual communities who foster growth and understanding. This is where those can happen, and you don't have to subscribe to any particular religion or spiritual beliefs or views or practices. This can be done at a very internal level. It can be done as an individual. You can do it with a group of friends. You can have accountability buddies that you ask for help with your behaviors. When you identify your behaviors and you don't like them, you want to change them, you have to go within and find out where the behavior came from in the first place, where the addiction came from. Why do you need this thing? What is it taking the place of? And these things can be done just letting other people reflect to you. Let people that you trust. There's a lot of exceptions that are made with dishonesty and its implications of, are you just uh, being a good person, showing good manners? You can still be respectful to other people, and you should expect respect from them, but you do not have to agree. You do not have to be on the same page. You can let go of those toxic relationships. You can let go of the people who drain your energy, who do not help you heal, who do not help you grow. You can get rid of those people who do not want to grow with you. You hear a lot of people say you just have to leave people where they're at. You can only meet them where they are mentally, and sometimes you have to leave them where they are mentally. You do this for yourself. You detach with love.